I'm up here sharpening some blades. You know, got a Woodland Mills sharpener for a wood miser, but it's way cheaper. They're the cheapest sharpener and all you can get, and it works fine for what I'm doing. But just gonna make a video. You know, if you're a business owner, this is what you get to do. You know, let's say everybody works 40 hours a week, and just fictitious numbers, you pay people $15 an hour and you pay yourself $20 an hour, 40 hours a week. They think that, you know, you're ripping them off, or say you make $30 an hour or whatever. But they don't see it's 6:30 something o'clock in the evening and I'm sharpening blades. I let them get away from me. I have all of them to do. That's probably about 30 or 40 blades. Got them, and I got a couple over here. I set some. I started setting, and these don't necessarily need to be set. There may be one or two in the bunch it does, but they're all brand new blades. So I'm just gonna sharpen them, and if they don't cut right when I put them on there, I'll set the blades and all. But you got to think about that. I'm not saying every boss or anything, but I know, like me, most bosses, we trying to look and see. Yeah, I still gotta. I didn't know which mark I had. I got a mark there and another mark. I just take a Sharpie and draw on the blade. And I don't want to double sharpen them or whatever. But anyways, I mean, some bosses, you know, they're going to work 20 hours a week and make, you know, the same. And that's perfectly fine too. Once they've put their time in, you know, they get people to work for them, so on and so forth. You know, it works out. But I mean, like me, I love to work. And I had some people that work for me, or do work for me. They said, don't know, a young boy, he was like 20 years old. He said, don't nobody like to work. I said, I do. I said, I love to work. I said, that's why I do everything I do. I was like, I'm not rich or anything, but I was like, most of the stuff I do, I don't even have to do. I can make more money and work less doing a few things than everything I do. It's sort of like doing this sawmilling and all. I'm not quite there yet, but I'm almost to the point where the deer processing pays my bills throughout the year. But I like to go fishing and all that. So this is where sawmilling, building feed troughs, shoot houses, you know, all that stuff plays an effect. Is it pays for my boat, gas to go fishing, bait, you know, stuff like that. Plus, I got to make $1,000 a month payment on all this stuff, you know, the sawmill, insurance, and all that kind of good stuff. So, you know, it goes into, you got to take all that into account also. But just a little heads up, if you're down in the dumps about being self-employed, you know, you feel like you're working too much and all that, keep going strong. You know, a lot of times, I've had several businesses about 5 years. It usually takes 5 years. And you'll know if the business is going to make it or not. Very few businesses just take off and run wide open right at the beginning. But just keep your head up, keep chugging along, do what you got to do. Pay your people, pay them good, pay yourself. If you're doing like this here, I don't really pay myself for sharpening blades. I could, because if I took this to Wood Miser, they're going to charge me $9 a blade. I could do that because I bought this sharpener and setter and all myself. And one day I probably will. But right now, this is a struggling business, and I ain't got to have the $9 a blade. One day, yes, I will. I'm going to sit out here and I'm going to sharpen 100 blades. I'm going to sit out here and sharpen 100 blades a week, hopefully. And I'm going to charge $900, you know, for it. If that comes true one day. Now, building these shoot houses, feed troughs, sawing lumber, all that, I absolutely pay myself. Do I saw my own lumber for myself? Yes. I don't use that much, but like I made myself some flooring and junk like that. I just do it, and I don't pay the sawmill back for using some lumber or whatever. It's not like I use that much. Plus, I bought that chop saw over there, these fans, water coolers, all these other saws and everything, these generators, all that stuff, they come out of my pocket. That table saw over, you know, I got several $1,000s that I pay for myself, and the business gets to use for free. So I sort of look at it like that. But if I'm paying somebody else, like I pay people $40 to build feeders for them over there. If I help build them, I get $20. They get $20. You know, sawing lumber. I charge 40 cents a board foot to saw roughly. I get 10 cents. The business gets the other 30. If I have helpers, they get you know, they average about 5 cents a board foot, something like that, probably. I usually pay hourly. If I'm getting paid hourly to saw, you know, I'm gonna make $30 an hour or whatever, and we're gonna get out there and saw and hustle. And you just go along with it. Do I charge for going to the job, getting a sawmill ready and putting it back underneath here? No. Do I charge for cleaning up and all that? I don't. That's part of a small young business, you know. But that goes back to, if I want some lumber, I come up here, saw it, and I get it. If it's out here in these piles, I'll just go get it. It doesn't matter to me. And if somebody comes by and they want $20 worth of lumber or something, I'll allow to get it, put it in my pocket, and not put it towards the business or something, you know. Like somebody wants a post or something like that, yeah, give me $10 or whatever, you know. It doesn't matter, because guess what, if this thing can't make its payment, I'm gonna pay for it out of my pocket. So, you know, it just comes and goes like that. Do I try to keep everything separate? I do. Like, if somebody buys this lumber, the chances are I'm going to put it into the business account and all that. I don't care if it's $20 or whatever, because this is a young struggling business, and does it. Saying it's struggling. This year, this sawmill is probably gonna, if I had to guess, it's probably gonna do $40,000. That sounds like a lot of money, but it's not whenever 12,000 of it goes to making payments and all, you know. Plus you got gas, blades, wear and tear. I bought this sharpener, you know, all that kind of stuff, and everything else that goes with it. But I enjoy doing it, and one day it's going to pay off. I'm hoping next year it's going to pay off. We're trying to get contracts to build shoot houses and feed troughs and hire guys to do that. So, but anyways, this is keep your head up on businesses. It don't matter what business you have. Starting out, it's a struggle. You know, if you can work your full-time day job and then do a business in the evening until it's wide open, do it. That's sort of what I do. I have other businesses, and they paid the way, or they still pay the way mostly. The processing down there, I still have money from it. It's paying my bills. This here is just barely getting by, but the processing, when it was 2 years old, was barely getting by, and my security business was paying for it. So I'm thinking that maybe this next year, this here will be good. I think I have 2 or 3 more years on payments on this thing. This thing will be 2 years old the end of October. This is the 1st of September. So I can't remember if I had a 4 or 5 year loan on it. Doesn't really matter. I think I got a 4-year loan, but you know, once it's paid for, I mean, that $1,000, it ain't really $1,000, but you know, I just say that it's a little less. I'm not breaking down the math and all that. It's like 900 or 800 and something or whatever, but once it's off me, like, it'll open up so much more money. Then whenever you make money, you actually make it and you can put it in your pocket. That's why I'm gonna try to hurry up and pay this off, and it'll make life so much better. It'll feel so much better anyway. Sort of like a Edger over there. I'm glad I got it 110%, but sometimes I wish I wouldn't have bought it, because that was like $7 grand, and I could have took that $7 grand and just threw it on the sawmill, or, you know, bought blade sharpener or whatever. But it is a very good piece of support equipment. I don't use it a whole lot, but when I do, it's well worth it. We take and take little edgings like this, and we'll run it through there. When I was making flooring, I run my boards through there to sort of halfway straight line rip them. Then you can edge them down and all that. And if I get a motor planer and a kiln, I plan to pull the lumber out of the kiln, run it through the edger, then run it through the motor planer. One day I'd love to get a straight line rip saw, you know, and get another big planer and all that kind of stuff, but it all takes time. And I may buy just a regular planer this year, a big one, you know, like a Grizzly 15-20 inch, something like that. You know, not nothing stupid expensive, but something that'll pull more than the Porter Cable 12 inch I got. Well, this video is getting long, and I'm gonna let y'all go on it, but I just wanted to tell you, if you got a business and you feel like it's an uphill battle, it is. Just stick with it and it'll pay off. Don't sink everything you got in it and lose. If you know, don't lose your house and all that if you got to or anything, but you know, just stick with it. If you can do businesses debt free or as close to debt free as you can, that's great. Me, I try not to let myself get over $1,000 a month in payments, and that sawmill right now is it. Whenever it's paid for, I'm probably gonna get like a motor planer and the kiln and all. I'm hoping that maybe, it's starting to rain, that's why I walked out here. I'm hoping that maybe it'll work out for me this deer season, and we'll do enough, make enough money to do that. But if not, what's another year, you know. But anyways, we'll see you on the next video. Hope y'all enjoyed it.